We're waiting for the people from the other link. Sorry for the confusion.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, all.
We've lost Evgenia in this transfer from the other link. Oh, here it is. Here she is. How, Evgenia, how has been your transfer from from the other link? Is it okay?
It was exciting. I love this journey.
Digital journey. Okay, I think we can start. So again, sorry for the confusion for the wrong link. So I hope everybody has connected. Yeah, Evgenia, please monitor the chat if somebody would use some other link. I don't know how, but still.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep them coming to the right place. Okay. So again, hi everybody. Happy to see you. A lot of you this time. And as always, let's start from the little circle of feelings, emotions. Where are you? How are you feeling today? 10 out of 10 or 11 out of 10. Yeah, so I'm always 10 out of 10, even happier every time to see you all. So I'm going to talk today the first. It's very unusual because usually I speak the last, but we didn't have enough time for me to speak till the end the last couple of times. So we decided this time I'll speak the first. So, yeah, we are just probably a couple of the most important news. So first of all, we've gone truly global. For instance, Ali, hi, thank you very much for connecting. So we have added the participants who not only are from different parts of the world, but also don't speak the language that is native to at least most of us. So we've gone truly global. So I congratulate everybody. And I will talk a little bit further that we have also added the historical record, new number of participants. So yeah, really happy about that. So and I'm passing the word to Maria. Maria, and you please, when you finish, so also pass the word to somebody else, just anybody you prefer, or probably who's in the right corner of your screen. Any algorithm would work. Thank you.
Okay, which Maria, me or another one?
Oh, yeah, Mingalo, I was looking at you. Thank you. You felt that. Remember we're discussing quantum entanglement. So yeah, please, Maria Mingalova.
Yes, Anton, thank you. Hi guys, this is my first time here. I'm from Moscow. Here it's very sunny, and I'm really happy to be here. And I'm a little nervous. Well, I pass my word to Olga Gurova. Okay. Yes.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to be here. It's also my first time. Beautiful faces, beautiful people. My probably 6 out of 10. Unlike Anton, I'm always below. I live in Boston, and now it's 10 a.m. here. And I pass to, okay, Lev.
Thank you, Olga.
Somehow I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm on the west coast between Seattle and Vancouver, and I'll pass it on later to Anatoly. I'm about 9 out of 10. Very happy to be on the call. Lots going on. We're working on an interesting educational program, global program, and it's related to our SDG plus goals and culture. So I'll talk about it in some of our next meetings. But for now, I feel very excited to be here and welcome to all the new participants. And I pass it on to Anatoly.
Hello, everybody. This is my also first time being here. I'm now in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. I do spiral dynamics. I've been doing it for 15 years. It's an interesting, elegant model about growing up, about how people, organizations, countries maturing. And this is my passion, and my first education, my first diploma is radio engineer, and my second one is psychologist. I write fairy tales for adults, but I'll speak today for 15 minutes as was scheduled. So I'll tell you more. And let me pass to Eva Chumachenko.
That's me. Thank you very much, Anatoly, and welcome. And yeah, everyone who is for the first time, super happy to see you and welcome. And I'm super happy that our club is growing. I'm feeling 10 out of 10, which is a rare occasion. But right now I'm on the slopes of Sochi, and my face is a little bit burned. And I think I got a lot of sunshine and a lot of exercise today and a lot of fresh air and a lot of beauty of the mountains, which I truly adore. And another thing that really inspired me was that I was training with an instructor today, and we were discussing lots of topics, fear, intuition, and he said that usually fear blocks you from where your true pleasure of achievement is. And I thought that was such a beautiful thought, and that was like before we went to a very steep slope, and I was super afraid of it, and I did it and it was fun, and he turned out to be right. And I thought that it's pretty much in every project and generally in life, if you overcome your fear, then you will be super proud of yourself, and you will probably get somewhere, and yeah, that will make you happier generally. So I will pass to Ashraf. Great to see you. Hi.
Hi, everyone. Today I feel myself a little bit sick, but I'm in a good mood. Yeah. Maybe I will pass to Naima.
Hello, everyone. Today is my first day being in this conference, and I'm really happy to share this moment with all of you. I would rate my feelings maybe 8 out of 10 because the weather is nice today. I'm living currently in Kaunas, Lithuania, and usually Lithuania is a very rainy country, very moody. So today is a very good day, I would say. And I'm gonna pass the word to Olga Anderson.
Thank you. Hi, guys. I'm Olga Anderson. I'm still in Copenhagen. Nothing changed in my location. I'm also very glad to see all of you and welcome new members. I'm very happy that our communities became bigger and more interesting. And one of my insights that I catched myself last month that sustainable, it's also about our food in meaning of health, sustainable in our generations. If we will focus on what we eat and what did eat our previous generation, so we understand the result of our health in the future, health of our children and our other generations. So I think it's one of the main idea of last month I catched, and I try to focus on it. Thank you. And I will pass to Olga Gurova. Olga?
Double counting.
Yeah, I'm popular.
Sorry. Let me pass to Maria Honcharova. Right? Good.
Thank you. It's okay to hear me.
Yeah, we hear well.
Okay, thank you. I like to greeting all of you. I first time here too, and very nice to meet you, see you all of guys. I live in France in Luxeuil. I'm sexologist and make woman happy and wellness. I alone with 2 small children, but I have big goals and that's why I here because I love our planet and I find this communication here. It's very important in our life now because now it's life very interesting. So I be happy here and glad. Wish you all of you good day and good of communication. Thank you. And I sorry by my bad English. Another Naima Rajabova.
We have winners today here, so a lot of people are called out twice. So yeah, probably you can choose another person because Naima has already spoken. And I think Maxim has raised his hand, so probably he's kind of trying to help here. So Maxim, on the rights of moderator, please speak the next. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So I hope somebody will do the same for me and raise the hand. So I'm the second time here, and I'm very glad to meet you all. I'm very motivated with like communicating with such people who are interested not only in like local goals, but in sustainable development of the world and the and development of communities around the world. So I'm very glad to see you all here. I'm currently located in Colombia, and I will be speak about myself more later. But in general, like my month inside was to spend more time on nature, because sometimes we try to do more things to make them done, but actually we also need to focus on ourselves, sometimes on our like feelings, and it is in order to be relaxed and concentrated on the same time, in order to be on the in the flow. So I guess that was my insight, and I hope I will see a hand. Otherwise, I don't know whom to pass.
Well, I think we need to welcome our international member, Ali. Ali, are you here with us? Maybe you could say a few words about, so where are you now? Where are you from? Are you with us?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think you can see me now. I just switch on my camera.
Hello and welcome. Maybe
Yeah,
a few words
sorry,
about
Dmitry,
where you are, how
Yeva
you're
is too
feeling.
proactive, so Ali will speak first.
So, good evening to everyone. I think it's morning time somewhere around the world, maybe. So maybe we are all living in on the northern hemisphere, so maybe it's evening for all of us. So thank you very much to the team for including me in the forum to discuss. And 2 weeks ago, I met Ashraf and in Egypt, and we discussed how this forum is going to operate and how we are contributing. So it was so interesting, and yeah, I work for UNICEF in East Asia, in Myanmar, and currently I'm in Islamabad, Pakistan. So before like 6, 7 years, or maybe 8 years, I'm working with the United Nations in Africa, in East Asia. So this tech-related sustainability initiative from the members, it looks very interesting to me, and I'm very happy to join and discuss ideas. I operate on the field. We have many projects which are singing songs about sustainability, but this idea looks more interesting to me to discuss, and how we can collaborate on the sustainability, and how we live our life, and how we can reorient our programs. So this is all about me. So we can keep on discussing some of the major issues. I'm very happy to join all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ali, and
Okay.
yeah, Dmitry. Sorry for jumping in.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm glad to be here. It's my second time here. I was very delighted about our first meeting, my first meeting. It was in February. I'm a consultant. I have a consulting company, Dream Team, and I help companies and people build sustainable businesses, make strong teams, and also work with co-founders about several managerial issues. I'm now in Koh Phangan, Thailand, and it's already 9:20 in the evening. So I will be here with you till the midnight. After 2 or 3 days, I will go to Dubai, then to Georgia. So very interesting trips are awaiting for me. As for my state, I think it's 7 out of 10. So for the evening, it's, I think, rather good. So thank you, and I will be happy to be here with you. As for the next person, Michael Prepelitsky, have you told something or not?
No, I haven't had a chance yet, Dmitry. Thank you.
So pass to you.
All right, thank you very much. I know Ilya had his hand up, but Ilya, do you mind if I skip ahead a little bit? But I promise you're next, because I don't think there's anybody left except for there's some people.
No,
left.
there are.
There are some people left. So my name's Mike. This is not my first time, but I've been away for a little bit, getting some things in order. I used to live in Moscow. I have a very, very weird and diverse background, I guess. At some point, we'll probably share it. So now I'm in Israel. I'm, I always thought that in Russia I was living at an 8 out of 10, but now that I got to Israel, I got to say I'm a full 10 out of 10. It's a very different environment. We'll just call it that. I'm still in the health sector, in digital health. I'm now heading up the health community here in Israel. I'm very much involved in the venture market as well. I'm working with a couple of venture builders and the VCs that are locally here to the Israeli market. Some are focused on impact. As I've told Anton before, I'm a big believer that healthcare is one of the sustainability goals that must be worked on immediately. And one of the, if you guys remember, one of the images and analytics that I shared, that the stuff that we need most is actually what is sustainable living, is exactly what the prices are going up on in the current time. So I'm really focused on not just providing digital healthcare in the focus of digital, but making it as affordable as possible, because it needs to be achievable and reachable by all levels of economic scale, and not just people focused on biohacking and longevity and things like that, which tends to focus on a much higher paying audience. So that's a little bit about me. And I guess, Ilya, we'll pass it on to you, and as I promised.
Thanks. Hello, everybody. It's not my first time here. I've been here since the very beginning. Sorry, I have no camera today. I'm on my laptop because I'm going to make presentation and camera doesn't work here. As for me, I want to save the world from ignorance and make it as conscious as possible. I'm a little nervous today because of presentation and have a realistic view and can tell black from white. So my score is about 5 of 10, despite the Moscow sun. And 5 of 10 is a very good condition for productivity, as I think. Next, Bolot Sarsenov.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm glad to be here today. Thank you, Ilya. Just a couple of words about me. I'm a consultant from EY, Ernst & Young, from the Sustainability and Climate Change Services Group. Really enjoying being in this club. Thank you very much for the team who are doing this hard work. It's really hard to, to make such a big group from all over the world. As Anton said, we're now international club. So I'm consultant, as I said, but mostly my professional and specialization is in power engineering and mining, oil and gas companies, and also sectors. So this is what I want to say now. About time, it's 25 past 8, if I'm, yes, in Almaty. Yeah, of course, I'm from Almaty, Kazakhstan. I think that's all. And of course, it's the first time when I'm speaking and I have the moment to present myself in this club. Anton or Evgenia, I would like you to help me who I have to pass to the next words.
Okay, so we
Well,
have, yeah, sorry.
You go ahead. I have a feeling that Stas Ustenka is the only one who hasn't spoken yet.
No, we have Stas, we have Natalia, we have Amina, and we have Ruslan. It's just, I know those people so good that I can't forget about them.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, go ahead, Stas.
Okay, Stas, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm glad to meet you again. I feel fine, maybe 9 of 10, maybe 10 of 10. Still in Turkey, still developing KDS project and other my sites. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, so we have Natalia. Okay, your applause. And can you please speak a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So I have my camera off because I'm actually walking. I moved to a new city from the 1st of March. I got promoted within Volkswagen. Now I'm head of agile delivery, and I'm getting to know the new city as I've never lived here. And well, 9 out of 10. It's sunny. It's really warm here. And again, I'm really happy to be a part of it. Really looking forward to today, and have a great day to all of us. And I will give further to whoever didn't speak yet.
Amina is right next to you in my screen. Amina, the floor is yours.
Okay. See myself. So hello, everyone. My name is Amina Ibragimova. I'm expert in biotechnology, and my also interest in longevity in biotech industry. And I am happy to be here because it's my first meeting in SDG, and I really thank you, Anton, for this invitation. And so my few words about my feeling. Today I have been in yoga. After yoga classes, I feel relaxed, and I am happy to be here, and I'm glad. I am maybe I will share my passwords maybe in other people. Who is it? David Taganov.
Hello,
David,
everyone.
pass my words. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. It's my second time. My feelings are 10 of 10.
I'm always in positive mood. Originally, I'm live in Almaty, Kazakhstan, but today I'm in Astana, capital. I have half of 9 p.m. So a little bit later, I will have my 15 minutes of fame. So I will provide more details about me and my projects. So I will pass to someone who didn't speak yet.
I think that's it. Yeah, everybody has spoken. Yeah, it took longer than the previous time, so probably we'll have to think about our agenda next time. They're just, oh, sorry, Ruslan. Yes, Ruslan. Sorry. Thank you for switching on your camera, like a reminding. Yeah, Ruslan, please take a word.
It was switched before you forget about me. Switched on. You said that you know me very well. That's why you will not forget about it. So probably you do not know me that well.
Yeah, sorry that happened.
So about the mood, right? It's kind of 9 of 10. I've relocated a couple of weeks ago to Tashkent, surprisingly for myself, and feel I'm in some kind of stress because a lot of new things around me, but I've noticed that there is a lot of things that I've missed very much during this 8 months without any job. So there are a lot of interesting things. One of them is that we are working on Saturdays for free. And I'm glad that we are not collecting the cotton or something like that. So that's why it's 8 from 10. Hi to everybody.
Now I think that's it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so as promised, I'll pass over to a little presentation from myself. Probably we'll try to make it a little shorter to save a little more time for others. And let me share my screen. So first of all, yeah, probably I won't go into the separate presentations that we look more in our faces. So yeah, as we've said, so we've made a great job. Thanks for everyone who has been inviting new members. Thanks to all of you, we are growing very rapidly. So we have added about 20 new members this month, and that's a record. If we keep going like that, then we'll meet our goal 300 this year. And yeah, a lot of new faces from different backgrounds, different countries. So really happy to see you all. And now I'll cover and return the debt that I have to you from previous meetings that I didn't have time to present enough. So I will walk you through my ISDP, Individual Sustainable Development Plan. And I know some of you are interested in what will that be this year. It's been optimized since last year, so it's been shortened. And I think it's easier to digest, like not more than 3 goals in each area. And lastly, I'm going to speak about a little update to SDG Plus framework. And I know also some of you have been interested in this new project that we decided to do, and we had different names to it. Either that would be Utopia or Future or 3000. So current working title is 3000, and I'll explain a little bit further why is it the name and how does it connect to SDG and what we all can do about this. So let me pass over to the deck. Wait a second, please. So here you go. Can you see my screen, please? Show me some sign. Okay, works. Okay, that's the name of the table. Again, the deck is already shared to the chat, so you'd rather not make any screenshots because you have the source document in the chat. So please feel free to use it, share it, whatever you want to do with it. So as promised, so here is basically again 2 slides as we've discussed at one of the previous times. And the first part of my ISDP that I think is like the more important than the second one is what I give to the world. So my impact to the society, to the outer world. So first of all, it's like split into 3 categories, like work, SDG plus, this kind of nonprofit project, and then the third column is my blog. And then I also split it into 3 kind of areas or dimensions. So I've tried to figure out the key metric that would be able to quantify basically this impact. Then secondly, it would be the key enabler, like what would be the product through which I'm going to attain this or that goal. And then there is this extra enabler, and you see the dashes here because so this is not the main part of the goal. So this would be an over accomplishment, and yeah, I would be happy if I would be able to do this this year. So in terms of my work, as probably some of you have already seen, I'm mostly focusing on reducing our carbon footprint. And this year, I think I can induce or trigger or drive changes in the biggest companies in the world, most of them in energy sector, that will trigger the 10 million tons of CO2 reduction. And that is 1/20,000th of the global plan. So if we had like 20,000 of those pieces, then the global goals would be attained in a single year. So as for the enabler, as again, most of you know, I'm in sustainable energy practice, kind of consulting and digital services. So basically, my goal this year is to develop this capability. And I really invite all of you to participate in that, because we're going to create centers of excellence across the globe. And we will hire people. So if you are interested yourself, or you have friends, colleagues, partners who are interested in sustainable energy in different roles like business analysts, consultants, engineers, whatever, please feel free to reach out to me, and we can definitely figure out the scheme, the pattern of collaboration. And I'm definitely going to post those kind of job postings later, and please share it with your network. And an additional enabler is the knowledge-based relationship management system. So as some of you know, I've been implementing in different companies knowledge management systems, and it is a very interesting area and a tool of improving the efficiency internally in the company. And then, of course, you have heard about customer relationship management systems. Okay, so again, it's not only the tool, but also the system, the motivation, the processes, the people, the KPIs, the methodology, the approach that you apply basically to build this relationship management system. So this year, with the help of EPAM and with the tools and people in EPAM, I'm going to try to build this knowledge-based relationship management system. And I hope it would be quite innovative, increasing the efficiency inside the company, but of course, aiming to make it a project, a case and a product to be able to share it with the clients, or even probably with like for free, at least some accelerators with the broader audience. So the second column is dedicated to SDG plus. As I've said, our key metric, although it's not the goal in itself, it's like only the metric how we can quantify our result, is that we attain to have not less than 300 debits. Yes, sorry, I will mute you. I have such an opportunity as an administrator of this conference. So yeah, please keep on mute. So 300 active members, and we're on track almost. And we're going to hire new managers besides Ashraf and Evgenia, who have already joined us. And also we will be posting about that later. And please, again, share it with your network, invite these people basically to have this work and to hopefully be a part of a very interesting project. And also, we are going to engage you guys into the interviewing process. So we have already started to writing this manual or handbook or instruction of how you can help us to interview new members, new candidates, so that I won't be a bottleneck to this process. So again, we'll keep you posted. Please pay attention, and we will ask and invite you basically to your personal calendars so that you spend probably, let's say, 1 or probably 2 hours per month to interview new candidates. And probably that you won't do this 101. Probably we'll do this like 2 interviewers or even 3 interviewers. So we will receive a very, holistic picture about the candidate, and we'll be able to make this objective decision of whether we invite this new member to the club or not. So, and again, I've been talking about this a little while, but currently that's the goal. So I hope, I'm sure we will be able to create, again, co-create with you. Probably managers would curate and facilitate and coordinate this work. But again, inputs and contributions from all of you, from all your different backgrounds and areas of expertise would be more than welcome. So our goal, basically common goal, is to create this first version of the ISDP handbook. Again, reminding ISDP stands for Individual Sustainable Development Plan. And the handbook is basically the manual, the instruction, the repository of different science-based targets and means of achieving them on a personal and a little bit even on an organizational level that we can apply, all of us can apply and pick up from this handbook that would probably be, let's say, 100 pages long at first. And we can pick up from there, again, targets, goals, and means of attaining them into our personal development goals so that they will again be science-based, like SBTI, as some of you might have heard of. And this third enabler, again, optional this year, is the 3000 foresight or the future foresight. So this is going beyond SDGs as they are by 2030, and probably it will go even beyond 2100. That is also already mentioned in these or that goals, like for instance in climate change and Paris Agreement, Paris Accord, etc. And we will try, again, for those of you who are interested in futurism, in future technologies like immortality and biohacking, etc., longevity that have been already mentioned, or human-computer interfaces, or new sources of energy like thermonuclear energy, fusion energy, etc., etc. So different aspects of the future that we are building right now, and we're basically participating right now. But this, like, for the horizon, those of you who are interested are more than welcome to participate in this foresight. And I'm sure that there are already people who are experts in foresighting and have done several of them. So hopefully we will be able to do this project together this year, or at least initiate that this year. I'm sorry, I'm having some a little bit technical issues here. So do you still see my presentation? Sorry, can you show me some sign?
Yes.
Do you see? Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Yes.
sorry. Let
Yes,
me
we can hear and see the
me.
presentation. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry. And then the last column about my blog. So yeah, it's like a broader funnel for the club. It's where we share the content for free. So people are kind of eligible to just consume the content without any obligation to commit to anything, sorry. And I'm going to publish about 100 summaries. That's a challenging target, but frankly speaking, I've written almost like half of them already. So it's just a matter of being published. And I hope it will be interesting for all of you. It will be dedicated to topics like, again, philosophy, future, and of course, sustainability. And I've already started to accomplish this optional target that it's 10 articles published. So I think about 3 of them have already been published. Again, so that's not in my blog, but in some well-known established media. So that's about what I mean to give to the world this year. And please, if you feel you can help in attaining any of those goals, please help me. This is the help that from the club that I'm searching for this year. And the second part of it, the second aspect, again, sorry, just wait a second. Oh yeah, sorry. So this is what I take from, basically this is about the enabler, what I'm going to do with my personal life, with my personal lifestyle this year to be productive, to be creative, to be capable of performing the first slide that I've shown. So as some of you know, usually I set some target in terms of the pull-ups. Again, it's not the goal in itself, but it's just a metric that is easily quantifiable. This year it will be 60, but not in straight one line because it's not healthy. Probably the blood pressure would just spike if I do it in one kind of set. So it would be in 6 sets, but this year it would be with straight legs to the waist, like kind of press. So it would be harder. At the same time, I'll need to attain that goal, keeping the BMI, body mass index, below 25. So that's about, you know, the ratio between your height and your weight. Basically, it's about not having too much fat and being healthy. Again, it's only one of the biomarkers, and we're having like dozens of people here who are experts in different biomarkers. I'm just picking those that are easily quantifiable and monitorable and attainable this year that I would like to focus. But of course, keeping all the other biomarkers like cholesterol, you know, glucose, etc., within the reference parameters. And this third one, that is basically the only one that I haven't attained last year. It's about stretching. It's about 10 centimeters from the floor in the twine. And yeah, it's optional this year because I really feel it's very hard to attain. So if you're having some life hacks, how to stretch kind of systemically, like in your mid-age, then I'll be happy to listen to your advices and recommendation. And the second one that is not as smart as I would love it to be, that's why it's stated here to be defined, is basically about my productivity and about my personal knowledge management. So I've already created this taxonomy, you know, the classification of items like sustainability or work or, you know, blog, etc. So those key topics, key concepts that I have in life, how I structure my, you know, files, web pages, you know, tabs, etc. So I want to structure this knowledge base this year, and I'm sure that's a challenge. And I'm already able to share some experience with you, again, from my past experience as a knowledge manager for different companies. But frankly speaking, I haven't managed to do it for myself. So probably this year would be a challenge, and I will try to build my personal knowledge base, and it will be as structured as those knowledge bases that I implement to companies. The second one is knowledge acquisition system. Again, it's not how I structure the knowledge that I've already acquired, but how I acquire new knowledge. Frankly speaking, I'm a knowledge, I would say, enthusiast. So I love new knowledge. I'm just obsessed by new knowledge. And the problem is that sometimes I consume it, I would say, unconsciously. So I don't digest it, I don't internalize it, I don't structure it, and I don't act on it. So it's just a very interesting topic. But this year, as I have those goals to publish, to do the summaries and structure all those kind of foresights or handbooks, I will be forced to structure them. And that's knowledge acquisition process, to focus on really those things that would be published and would make an impact this year. And the third area, again, I would love to discuss it with you. Probably some of you have already have had some success in that. Systematization of the networking process. Again, how you acquire new connections in different networks, how you reach out to them, how you establish those connections, how you attract them to the club where you communicate with them and act upon those networking. So again, the club will help me to create and structure that funnel. So the goals on the previous slide will help me to basically serve as a trigger, as a commitment to really make this as an enabler to attain those goals. And lastly, as I promised, it's the main topic of today's kind of my presentation. It was supposed to be, is the framework. Yeah, sorry. I won't spend time on those insights. So basically, this is my traction, because those goals I have set to myself 2 months ago in the beginning of the year, and I have already had some traction. So just have a look at those. I'm sure all of them are quite evident and obvious. But again, so if you're interested in kind of discussing, probably in some private chat, because still I have to somehow try to create a scientific justification to all those insights that I am posting here in this slide. But again, I think all of them are quite obvious and evident. It's just that we all know them, but we still forget about them, how important they are, and how really effective they are. So probably one of the next times we will create a more scientifically justifiable argumentation to those insights, and we will again share it with you. But again, feel free to reach out to me personally and I'll share that experience. Just for the sake of time, I'm going to skip this slide. And so this is probably one of the most important. And this is then extension of the SDG framework that we've been discussing on previous meetings and that have been published on the site, and probably you all are already familiar with. But still, I wanted to structure and again focus what is plus about in SDG plus, what is plus about, because this is the question, and still not, I'm sure not all of us equally understand what is the difference, what is the differentiation of this plus in comparison with the classical overall SDG. So as you can see here, again, there's some structure, and SDGs are mostly about the governments. CPI, City Prosperity Index, is about SDGs, and UN Habitat have transferred those SDGs. So basically that's the goal 8, sustainable cities and communities. Again, in the intercorrelation with all the SDGs, sustainable development goals. So that's about the cities and communities. So the lower level. Then we have the business level, and basic framework here is ESG, ecological, social, and governance factors. And again, a lot of you are aware and acquainted with this framework. But then the lack that I personally felt a year and a half ago when we initiated this club is this individual level. When we perform in our different roles as citizens, customers, consumers, clients, employees, and investors. And the basic hypothesis and premises is that it is we who are the owners of those problems, and we are to influence their attainment. And we are those leaders in the organizations, whether those are business organizations or governmental organizations. So it is we who are to make those things happen. So we shouldn't outsource this responsibility to some, virtual things like government or organization, because they don't exist in reality. People exist, and all organizations exist, are comprised only of people and exist only for the sake of good for people. So that's the first augmentation, and therefore this ISDP handbook is going to be one of the key products of our club that we're going to refine and update, eternally. Then the second thing is this depth, because sometimes people ask, like, why sustainable development? Why those 17 goals? Like, why should we care? And the reason is, from my personal viewpoint, is the answer to this question, because we all are the citizens of reason. Cosmopolitanism, probably you remember 2,500 years ago, was developed, invented by Greek philosophers. So when we all lean to reason, apart from our superstitions, beliefs, like personal subjective feelings, etc., which are all important and should enlighten our decisions, but still the reasons should be the ultimate criteria for any decisions. And when we apply reason, then we understand that we should be altruistic, that we should share, that those problems really exist, that we should contribute, that we should have the ownership to those problems, etc., etc., etc. Otherwise, we will all just go extinct. And therefore, if we want to survive, that seems just quite reasonable. Then we should apply the sustainability approach, right? So this is the justification, the argumentation for the sustainable development. And then we want to go beyond 2030, because again, sustainability won't be solved by 2030. We all understand that we will go beyond. So why not think beyond, and why not expand and extend those goals to those things that really matter? And we really understand that SDGs are very hygienic, so they're very basic in terms of equality, in terms of education, healthcare, poverty. We all understand. So even if some countries claim to fulfill already those goals, that's not enough. They still have poverty, they still have inequality, they still have the lack of the accessibility and affordability of healthcare that Mike has spoken today. So we still have to bother, we still have to care, even beyond those metrics that are stated in the Sustainable Development Goals. Again, aiming the ultimate vector and the purpose and the goal of reasonable life development. So by 2100, there will be absolutely like different approaches and technologies and problems that we will face. And I won't go through all of them that are stated on the slide. And by 3000, there will be new challenges and of course, new technologies and approaches. And we think that we have to address those right now, start to address those right now. Of course, that might be not the focus to all of us. Of course, some of us are much more comfortable with the shorter horizons. And therefore, we create those ISDPs for a year. So we try to be as pragmatic and down to earth as possible. But at the same time, we want to be long-termists. And we really want to aspire and attain the future and basically to foresee it. That's the goal of the project 3000. To foresee that future, how would it look like, this desirable future, and how exactly scientifically based we can build it. And so the last thing is the scale. Probably you've heard of the Kardashev scale that's based on the energy consumption of the civilization. So I have took the liberty of creating this sustainable body scale. And again, that's all stated in different scientific insights and researches. So that's not all like invention, but it's just a structure that showcases that we're going to go beyond our species. Definitely, that's like undoubtedly we do. It's just a matter of time and technology. Of course, there could be some different, branches and deviations from that road. So that's just the main kind of scenario. What we all are going to become basically more than just human beings. Again, with the help of the reason. So this is like the last note that I'll end with. Probably we don't have a lot of time for questions, and I will stop sharing the slides right now. But again, if you have some kind of crucial comments that could be interesting for everybody, or the questions, please feel free to ask them and comment right now. So we'll probably spend a couple of minutes on that. Okay, Olga, you are the first. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Anton. I just have a short question about 100 summaries. Am I right that we also can be a part of those summaries, or it's how to say, it's only your information and content you share? How does it work?
Well, that was initially my personal goal. Yeah, right. So that okay. I didn't kind of pretend to utilize your time and resources to do that, but at the same time, as you can see, probably part of those summaries are just the summaries of our meetings. So we just use this time, this content, this conference, as well as I can go in other conference and make a summary from that conference. So that would quantify, that would be counted against this goal, right? But that was my like my personal goal. But please, again, so one of the aspects. So as probably we discussed one of the last time. So we're going to cut into pieces all our meetings. And we're going to kind of focus on each and every presentation and make it a separate piece of content, whether it would be a video or a summary. And we're going to promote this presentation, like yourself, your summary, like in the common chats and social media of the club, in my personal, of course, kind of surfaces. But of course, you can you're more than welcome to utilize that content to post it in your personal social media and promote it yourself and within your kind of adjacent communities, clubs, chats, etc. So of course, summaries, presentations from the club members are more than welcome.
Thank you. But I'm for example, my question is, if most of us have some kind of interesting ideas, of course we can share in our chat. But if some of us would like to create like also like a summary, because I don't know, we read 3 or 5 books, we discuss this topic, and now we have some kind of very clear summary, just want to share. So, or you will put this information and summary in some kind of foresight book like you talked about, or
again, so you see, so that's thank you very much for addressing it. So you can do your summary, right? So you can post it in your media. I will be more than happy to share it. If you share it with the club, then club members also would be more than happy to share it with their friends. So basically to promoting, it's just the matter of the originator of the content. So that 100 summaries was supposed to be originated by me, right? So we are definitely will be do summaries of the club meetings. But as for the common products, intellectual knowledge products, we are aspiring to create basically 2. The first one is this ISDP handbook. That would be a compendium, a summary of like those 100 summaries probably, right? And we will do this together with all of you. So we all will be the authors of that handbook, co-authors, right? And we will promote it together. But that would be like a very solid, you know, thorough piece of kind of I don't know, atlas or in instructions, etc. So that would be basically kind of a book in itself, right? Handbook, basically, right? And the second one is about the future. Again, that's the foresight. It can be done also in different formats like the presentation or the concept map or the Excel sheet or the Word file, etc. But again, that would be the second piece of kind of intellectual product. And we can also I'm expecting that at least some of you would be interested to participate in co-creating this second product, and again co-promoting it and spreading the knowledge, but because all of them are evidently for free, and just it would be our contribution to the society, like the Rome Club does also every year, some kind of report where they address this or that aspect of sustainability more or less, and then they do this report, they hire scientists and they do this report and they share it with the public for free. So this will be our contribution with our focus, with our kind of specific traits that we have in the club.
Thank you.
Okay, so maybe one more comment, one more question, and we'll pass over to other speakers of today's meeting.
I have a question. I love the part which is talking about the further future, about 3,000. It's like so many years away from now. What are you basing those projects on? What kind of research or knowledge, or is this just kind of like your empiric feeling? I don't know how to say, but basically, yeah. What are the sources?
Absolutely. So, well, I'm sure we are having like Pavel Luksha, who would be better to answer this question, because like he's a professional foresighter and futurist, and he has done those things before, those foresights and roadmaps. Basically, we just point out some trends that we already have today, like the seeds of the future in today, right? And we just extrapolate them, and we do the scenario analysis. What will happen if this or that trend will, you know, take place, etc. So of course there could be different scenarios, and in 99 out of 100 we're doomed. But still, we are hoping to focus on that one scenario out of 100 that where we could still survive and prosper, and to focus on what we should do today, again, to be alive, to be prosperous, to be on the next level of consciousness in the year 3000. And it's a very hard job. Frankly, that's a very hard job. So to keep away from speculation, from dreams, from utopianism, from wishful thinking, etc., to make it really scientific. But of course, there are a lot of physics researches, biology, medicine, genomics, material thinking, material science of materials like nanotechnology, etc. So there are a lot of kind of researches and projects that are already being accomplished right now that would definitely influence the future by this time frame. And the goal will be to project that, to extrapolate that, and to understand again what we should do with the AI, with human body transformation, with longevity. How would it influence the with the society, the family, the love, physics? It's like, well, it's so complicated, but it's so interesting that again, as you've seen, it's a dashed goal. So probably we won't be able to do it this year because it's too ambitious. But I hope we will be able to at least start it and put the first stone and create the fundamentals and foundation, and of course attract new people that are experts in these or those fields who would be able to contribute, and they would be interested to participate in that. And this vision hopefully would inspire people to live long, to prosper, to live long and prosper, remember, and to really build that future, because hopefully that would be even nicer than today. Just imagine how far have we gone for the last 1,000 of years, right? So we're like completely new species right now. Again, Lev, so you have a hand, probably your comment would be the last, and we'll pass over to the next speaker. Sorry for taking so long.
Thank you very much. Let me take off the hand. Quick question. So I love what you presented, the framework, the SDG plus framework. It gives a lot of clarity, and I think the inspiration is very important. One quick question. I just attended a meeting from a famous guy in personal productivity, and his key message was that we take cognitive sort of reasonable decisions, but our actions mostly are motivated by our feelings and emotions, and even more importantly by our subconscious, which either supports or blocks any cognitive decisions most people make. And I see that our philosophy in SDG Plus Club is reasonism or neo-reasonism, right? Which is basically about making reasonable choices and thinking and etc. So I don't think it's a matter to discuss now, but I think it's important to dedicate a special session where we would really discuss whether we are right in this approach or we need to extend it somehow and take into account the emotional and feeling-based and subconscious sort of based nature of human decision-making and action. Otherwise, we might not keep the full picture in mind. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but if you've read about reasonism, and it's stated on the site, that reasonism, we spent some time with Anatoly, I think, last week discussing this. Probably he can comment. So again, it's like post, how would you call it, Anatoly, or post feelings or post rationalism. So when we post-rational, so when you
completely
embrace,
including rational,
yes,
but overcoming it with new way for us to be human.
And again, so please, thank you, Anatoly, for this comment. So reasonism totally embraces all the feelings and emotions and subconscious that we have. It doesn't reject that, okay? So it just rationalizes that. So it brings up to the conscious, instead of acting on subconscious urges, like I want that, well, that sugar, I don't know, blah, 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 give me more. I'm envy, oh, I want the status, oh, I want to go out with that girl, etc. Instead of just acting on our urges, we first analyze them consciously, like turning on our brains, and then we act. So that's the difference, okay? But it doesn't mean we totally suppress them and neglect all human and biological. So that's not the case, right? So we embrace it. We extract the best potential out of those emotions. And sometimes, of course, we surpass those emotions. For instance, when we are angry and we want to kill somebody, definitely we should do something with it. We just don't need to act on that. And we see the evidence that it's not good right now going on. So definitely we have to do something about it. We're not allowed as humans from the capital letter to act upon those feelings. So that's just about processing those feelings before acting on them. And I think that's totally compliant with the integral theory and spiral dynamics that you guys are experts in. So again, thank you for the question. We definitely can dedicate a special session on that. But here's the brief answer, just that we're on the same page. And so there's no contradiction there, I think. Okay. So yeah, thank you. And Evgenia, who should be the last speaker?
Yeah, our agenda is going to be a little bit flexible today. I am told that David needs to finish by 7 Moscow time, which is in 50 minutes. So I suggest that maybe we go to David right now. So we're going to be a little bit mixing the consequence of the speakers, and then to Olga. Would it be fine with Olga? Okay, great. Then David, we pass over to you.
Greetings. Is it my presentation? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see
Okay.
it very well. Thank
Okay,
you.
50 minutes.
Thanks for using the template. Yeah, by the way, we've changed the logo. We've simplified it a bit. Of course, we will redraw it in the future, but feel free, again, that's okay, but you feel free to use the new logo, and we'll probably share it in the chat so that everybody can use it. Yeah, sorry. That's just a small update.
Okay, great. So my name is David Tuganov, and I'm an expert in digital transformation, change management, design thinking, and everything what's related to innovation. So a little bit later, I'll try to explain what I mean and how or what programs I'm doing. Recently, I joined a company called Citix, which works in smart city and advertisement technology. So if I will have time, I will show you. I'm a wonderful family. My daughter called Darina, she has a syndrome Down, and when she was born, we created with a fund called Fun World. So by the time I was a change manager at core transformation team and supervised several massive transformation programs at quasi-government sector. So I know how to transform big companies, and was challenge for me. Can I help hundreds of families in my country to transform attitude of people, medical and social legislation to such kids. So 8 years later, we did a big progress so far. So I visual guy. I evangelize visual thinking, and some years ago, I decided to summarize and actually think in visual way, trying to understand my path, what I did, what I want to do, and maybe for some of you, it can be a good example of a nice brain work to put all things in one place. I use Mira. Mira guy. I started as a camp leader, as intern, and became a camp director for summer kid camps. At these 6 or 7 years, I learned a lot, like crisis manager, leadership, how to communicate with the government, parents, difficult kids, special needs kids, etc. So it was very good concentration of skills that in future I rely a lot. Then I went to logistics. Then I went to United States for cybersecurity and IT. And whenever I came back to Kazakhstan, so I started to work as IT engineer and like transformed to chief information officer. And then we started IT transformation. So in every place I tried to transform something to make it better and try to scale it as much as possible. Then we started, after IT transformation, we did successful project like cloud first, from CapEx to OpEx. We tried to, back in 2010, I think it was very difficult to understand to executives the role of IT. Back to the time, the word of digital, no one knows. So we started to build this competence country level. So I work at Sovereign Wealth Fund. Actually, the time we met with Anton, when we invited him to share knowledge of crowdsourcing, innovation management. So we, that time, it was very fantastic for my experience. Then we started business transformation. It's business process engineering, value chain management. So, and I was an internal consultant, which support IT, cybersecurity, and data. And then I became a CEO of new company. So briefly, it's kind of corporate Accenture, I would say. So we call it SK Business Transformation Company. So it was a fantastic time. I learned a lot, more than IT. So that time, I think I finished my IT career. I became more like change management. And from that period of my time, we stepped in two portfolio of companies. It's Cash Post and Railways, where we found the companies totally non-client oriented. That time I learned the service design thinking, client experience, and I fell in love. And then I moved to private consulting. I created a company called Storm. I started to provide consulting services. First, it was like transformation consulting, but then when I learned more frameworks related to human-centric approach, like design thinking, strategy design, growth hacking, especially working with marketing, PR, and everything related to creativity. So I decided to focus on this area. And till October, I was independent consultant and trainer and a facilitator, and joint company, which from our opinion, and I believe with my help, in 3 years we will become a unicorn company. So basically, I make a research on my previous Mira boards and found frameworks that I draw, trying to summarize who am I, what I'm doing, what my competence, what my knowledge, what I want to do. Maybe for some of you also this kind of schemes maybe will help to organize yourself, like personal knowledge management, like a personal framework. So as I mentioned, I co-founder several non-profit organizations on World. It's for syndrome Down kids and families. I created ISACA, it's IT and cybersecurity foundation. Recently, I quitted from operations. So I'm currently kind of like executive board helping strategy. And DAMA, it's data session management. So it's data governance, data management. So IT and data, my previous kind of chapters of my life. Currently, I not really work in these areas. But I very love to coach and be a mentor. I continue to provide workshops in several disciplines. I used to work with all these stakeholders, but I continue to work in a company right now, evolving ecosystem. So all my previous 5 years in independent boutique company as a consultant, I trying to kind of focus on current projects. I spent a lot of time to create this kind of table of understanding. Okay, what I learned, what I'm using at my consulting projects, what I want to develop. So this my experience. The reason why I share, because I want to contribute, and for some of you which will find something interesting from my experience, I'm open to share my knowledge and wisdom. And I was saying I'm good into know. I'm good not what I know how to do it. I'm good. Well, I know how not to do it. That's my best way I can contribute. Also, there's I should update a little bit this area. Here I tried to figure out my personal kind of development plan, or the areas I used to say touch at my consulting projects, and which I really have enjoyed, especially. So actually, I'm moving from hard, IT, business, hard skills frameworks, more towards cognitive kind of area. Currently with a partner, we are evangelizing and making research and do consulting and making proof of concepts. When we do integration, a lot of multidisciplinary sciences. So it's more about this one, like neuroscience, psychology, social anthropology, assuming countryside culture aspects, especially when we do projects with the government and smart cities. Also, I had experience days ago, I went to drum school just to make sure how to develop my brains. It was very fantastic. So I really advise you to try this one. you will feel how your brain will work differently. What I did and what I'm doing currently as well, and it's also can be contribution to SDG Club from my side. So if we will plan some ideation session or strategic session, or improving some elements of framework, or in future when we will have a lot of members in the SDG Club and we will have kind of streams. So I can help in kind of organizing and making kind of put some framework style of thinking and collaborating and helping a team work better. It's briefly what I did. So in each area, I have several projects. This year, I will have some also projects for here in government, слышащее государство. We will create a center of excellence with the Academy of Public Administration President. So it's a center which will help local mayor offices to increase working with citizens. I do a lot of work with society, and I put some goals for 2000 for this year, and I will show you how it's related, and some projects are related to SDG. This currently I stopped consulting because I'm focusing on one company right now. So I'm helping, I'm covering product management, software development, engineering, and R&D, collaboration with universities, academia, startups, ecosystem, and government. As some statistics, numbers, I had very wonderful Google-style lab, 200 square meters in Astana. And before COVID, we had offline workshops every day. After COVID, we moved to online format. And actually, I think this experience helped us to jump into international projects and transform the way how we understand our contribution to transformation of country. So, and here's a map I decided to split from personal, then team, and country level. So there's a. I will not like read. You can see it, but I really like from last SDG Club the statement, and I steal the idea. I forgot the name. A speaker, and he mentioned kids strategy, kids
Ruslan
education strategy.
Saliyev was his name.
Yeah, and it was like for me, I actually, my mistake, my fault. Like I was thinking, so I do frameworks. I do frameworks for myself, but I didn't actually thought, and I didn't spend time on about my kids, and the same amount of time and depth as for myself. So I spoke with the wife. I said, okay, it's a wonderful idea. Let's do a family strategy session about special school for daughter, summertime, and soft skills for our son, etc. And there's also waste management with my family. It's not really good right now. I'm currently the like police guy, but I want to change this not from directive. So I want to make sure that it's going from internal attitude. Actually, you know the proverb supporting this support. I teach people how to do change management from inside. And for me, it's very, very easy to transform teams, companies, ministries, cities, but it's so difficult to do it in your family. And the reason why I like SDG Club, actually, there's kind of commitment, it's kind of self-focusing, self-motivation for your personal, for yourself. Someone has to check yourself. That's why I think if you wanna achieve something, shout loudly to the world. Yeah, this kind of idea. So in CITICS, I'm currently responsible for growth, for transformation. I'm finishing this one, building dream team. We are building 3 new products. It's pedestrian smart boards. It's a taxi smart boards. A lot of artificial intelligence stuff, algorithms. We went to Turkey. We're launching in Saudi Arabia. We're going globally, so we have to be compliant in ESG. And we spent a lot of time in social and eco projects. And if I will have a couple minutes, I will show you some slides. And currently, our exhibition called "The Dveri," behind the door. It's a social campaign with Binance NFT against violence against women violence. Currently, our exhibition is demonstrating United Nations office headquarters at United States. So very proud about this one. So I split the team because it's like corporate team and small team of I would say brain masters. So we want to release portal. We decided to put all our wisdom, knowledge, examples, templates, tools in one place. We want to release the Q2, so probably I will announce. Maybe you will find useful for some of you. So we want to publish 3 articles relating change management, applying human-centric tools at 3 levels, like society, government, and for business. So after 5 years, we have a lot of cases, mistakes, like something we want to share. Yeah, and we want to become the researcher. Second time, we have two cases with one of university for a smart city. At country level, in February, I was mentor for, it's a global hackathon, teens in AI. It was under SDG program, 3 goals of 70. So it was very interesting experience for myself, participating as a mentor for global event. In 2 weeks, starting 3 months program for STEM engineering. It's for teens. The third year, I will be a coordinator and mentor of the program. I really like work with kids because they're very creative. They don't have a frames, barriers in their thinking. 80% of the project related eco and social. I really like how they think different than our adults. Because our adults do not create startups in these areas. In summer, we organize very big country level hackathon using artificial intelligence for smart city for eco and social aspects. Also in summer, we finish creating the Center of Excellence for Human-Centric. My role is methodology trainer, coordinator. So it will last for 6 months, very long kind of project. Actually, I already do it for 3 years, but this year we're gonna officially started to provide services, not from myself, from academy, who works with Academy of Public Administration. And every year I provide free workshops for non-profits. So I already finished one. And I'm supporting students team to raise fundings to create bolid called the Student Association. It's kind of F1. So I will show you. It's like this one. So next year. So actually, all universities across the world as a tournament. So idea is actually engineers, designers, programmers do competition between all universities. I think it's 300 teams, 65 countries. So from our country, it's the first case. Since the students, they can do engineering and programming, but they are not very mature how to make pitching, how to make these negotiations with companies. So I'm helping them in marketing, PR, fundraising. So we have very big ambitions to do it. I really like this project because it's not about race. It's about building a culture in a country of engineering competition mindset, let's say. It's public workshops, how it looks like. It's a Mama Pro, it's a women with special need kids who wanna increase their soft hard skills and become entrepreneurs. So I work with this fund for 4 or 5 years. So every year I provide these free workshops. And this kind of prototype screenshots from some elements of portal. So basically, how it will looks like, not really looks like, but these components, but mostly it's kind of digital library that we grab. I think we collected for 3-4 years. So right now we do a packaging, and I working in ты же айтишник, hashtag. My role to think about like IT infrastructure, this billing stuff, etc. We still have debates. Should be done only in Russian or should we do it in English as well? We didn't decide it yet. This week we have strategic session with the team. So finally, I was thinking, okay, this kind of change from myself to club and from club to me. So why I'm here? Yeah. So I want to grab knowledge. I already started to do it. I really like presentation of speakers. From every speaker, I grab something interesting and useful for me. I think we have to network a little bit more, Anton, and I can help you because I have very huge experience in this kind of facilitating or ideating all the stuff. As I said before, yeah, I want to keep myself in focus. The individual like goals I put like publicly. So for me, it's kind of mechanism to do it, to complete at least, and find brain mates, someone who are interesting or feeling self in the same on the same wave, yeah, the same page. You can message me, and I do a lot of work to society, and I already told Anton act local, think global, and this opportunity of DG Club to not only think global, but actually our input can be sensitive to global side, yeah. And what I can do specifically to club, it's ideation, help
awareness, because we need new members, yeah. New members has to do a quick adaptation, so everyone has to understand win-win strategy, what club can do for them, what they can do for club. And I can work on framework improvement. I already has ideas, and if we will have some dedicated session on framework. For instance, there is a design, but how everyone will track a progress. And I have a template, I have a tool, which maybe in April, if we will have a dedicated session, I can present, adopt this self-tracking goal tracking checklist, I would say, which will be available in the cloud, so everyone can use it to adjust to their needs. So basically, that's it. No, this one, the project right now in United States exhibition is very, so we're proud of it. That's what we are doing. It's a tech and smart city. And smart city, we're doing integration with, so for instance, in our two major cities, we have problems. Ambulance, they like in Germany or Japan, ambulance can go smoothly. In our country, as unfortunately, the culture, driver culture, not very good. So we integrated with GPS with every ambulance car, and when ambulance or firefighters or MCS, I don't know how in English say, approaching, smart board showing, please, ambulance is approaching, move right, move left. So we do kind of safety and some, we call it with city widgets at the streets. We call it, it looks like this one. But now we are creating some new products. So I'm done.
Yes, thank you very much, David, and we'll definitely wait for to look into your instrument of goal tracking. I'm sure it would be super relevant and beneficial for all of us. Yeah, probably for the sake of time, I'm sorry. We can pass over to the next speaker, and I think we have Ilya and Olga who are to speak next. However, Ilya, so yes, so I think Olga was next, right? So Ilya, would we be able to speak after Olga?
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for it. Okay, so then Olga, the floor is yours.
I believe Dmitry also asked if he can speak earlier. I don't know if it's still the case. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I can start. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. It was a beautiful presentation. Before, probably I would judge myself for not being so structured, but now the idea of neurodiversity kind of healed my way of thinking. And so will I be able to share my presentation? Share the screen. Okay, yeah, I will do it a bit later. I asked my 20 years old college student son what's the best way to present oneself, because like talking about myself is not one of my strengths, obviously. And he told me storytelling. Well, I have quite a few stories. So yesterday I was thinking like how I'm going to present my work experience, how I'm going to present my life experience, how I'm going to present like projects I'm involved in, what structure can I use for that. And yesterday, while leading the group of for Ukrainian women that we have online for about six or 7 months right now. It's a weekly group that we can discuss all the hard topics that are appear in there and our life. So the idea of intention came to as a discussion topic, and I remembered. I don't know if anyone knows the author of the book Fifth Discipline, Peter Senge. And this is the book about learning organization or self-learning organizations. He's one of the professor at School of Management Sloan of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So once he was giving this talk about intention, and he said, we used to think that intention is the powerful force that helps us to create something new, but it is actually the only force. This a bit radical, but at the same time, everything starts from the idea, from the intention, from our willing to create something new. And so thinking about this intention topic yesterday, together with all our participants, I came to the thought that my intention right now, in this time of my life, is to reduce the harm, like to do anything I can to reduce the harm that my country, Russia, I'm originally from Russia, so that my country is doing to another country I have a strong connection to. So, and this project Diplo that we are working on together with a beautiful small team. Right now it's small team, and hopefully we're going to develop this soon. So to create a solution helping like many people traumatized by this this war to heal their trauma, to overcome the consequences of the experience they had, and to start like living their best lives. And it sounds like a little bit overwhelming idea, because right now we have about I don't know, 16 million people who were replaced either internationally or internally inside of the country because of the war. And all these people experienced tremendous stress, and they will meet the consequences. Okay, maybe it's time to share my presentation I prepared. Hopefully it's gonna work. Okay. Can you see that?
That's working.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Oops. That's me. This is how I look, and this is where I live. This cold water behind my back is the Atlantic Ocean, and I live in Boston. I was trained as a psychologist, and I kind of like have an experience in different fields, which I'm going to talk a little bit later. And so this slide is about this my intention and the current project that I'm working on right now, like that I dedicate most of my time right now. So this is like for now it's like real group that are we keep organizing those groups. We are on the like beginning of our 5th group, starting probably in April. So but our goal is to create a digital solution to help people, because we have 16 million people replaced, and who knows how many more we're witnessing and still witnessing like attacks, bombing, shelling, and probably violence or something really that they are not prepared to. I don't know who prepared to see that, but and how many psychologists do we have who actually learn and how to deal with this? Definitely not enough. So we were thinking that how we can use the technologies to put the knowledge that the proven methods working with trauma into some kind of app or like technological solution that can help as many people as possible. Also want to share one. I personally feel as a like Buddhist practitioner. So I've been practicing Buddhism for a few years now. That I love this advice how to make a decision. This is like Buddhist masters helps us to make a decision, and they tell if you're trying to choose what is the best solution, choose the one that helps as many beings as possible for a longest time. And I believe that this technological solution might be the one. Okay, and what? So now I'm gonna move to like what makes me think that we can actually create something like that. And this is my experience. This is a story I can tell, and I don't want to talk a lot about this experience. That was my first professional job. I was a military psychologist when the Second Chechen War started, so I have an experience witnessing the war. And since I moved to this beautiful area of people development, talent development, which I'm going to talk a little bit later, I thought that this experience I will never use. So that's not going to happen in my life anymore. I'm going to forget everything. But okay, now I see it's not the case. And now I need to kind of kind of remember and renew all my knowledge that I learned from that experience. Next page, the turning point. After 3 years working with veterans and actually like traveling to Chechnya, doing a lot of like work with also relatives of people who participated in this war. So I moved to like totally different direction. I became a corporate trainer. I was teaching and training soft skills for quite a few years, and I made a career. I became head of people management and or HR director, and there are projects that I'm proud of. So the medical chain in Moscow, Chaika Clinics, is a beautiful project that I was part of from almost like very beginning, and then I worked at different industry, TV, so media industry, also wonderful experience. SDG Group is a creative industry. It's a project that renovate 35 old cinemas in Moscow. So I was hiring architects, like wonderful team, and it was fun. And I was working on a building community around like different like topics and ideas. And finally, Reach for Change. I've been a mentor for social entrepreneurs, mentoring them on a team questions, like if they have any questions or stocks or whatever was happening with their teams and the people, they could ask me and I could give some advice or help them to figure out like how to resolve it. So, and 7 years ago, I moved to the US, to the country where previously I have never been to stay and live here. And that was also a challenge to start my life from the very beginning. But I know that many of you also went through that. And probably not in such a I don't know, friendly and good conditions that I had at that time. So but it was still like not very easy. So I know what does it mean to like change your life in the middle of your journey after having a great career. So, and moving to the US, I was looking for what I'm gonna do, who I'm gonna be, what topics, what ideas I'm gonna dedicate my attention to, and this peer review framework came to my radars, and it inspired me so much. So this framework was created by also MIT professor Otto Scharmer. He's a senior lecturer of Sloan Management School at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technologies, and it kind of put a I don't know, like proven scientific approach on whatever he's doing. At the same time, it feels so connected to the deep feeling, deep understanding of the purpose. And so this is basically awareness-based change management framework. So you in the name of this a theory is not an abbreviation. It's actually a metaphor. It's a metaphor of how we supposed to create a new project. So this picture kind of represents that we want to live in a better future, but we keep creating the present that we don't want to. So, and his idea was that we need to go deeper. We need to feel and sense and learn and explore before we create something new. And we need to be aware and connected to our own purpose and to what this world needs from us. And and he started creating and collecting methods that helps us to do so. And talking a little bit more about his ideas, just a few more words. So he's observing the world, how we live it right now, and he sees these three main divides that actually prevents us from living, like from thriving and flourishing. And this is the ecological divide, social divide, and spiritual divide. He used the word spiritual, and this is so we divide it from the nature. We use the nature, but we are not connected. We don't understand what is needed to the world, like to sustain, to be sustainable. And we divide it from each other. We see polarization everywhere. We see a lot of conflict, and now we have a major conflict in Europe, which is like awful, and we all see the consequences of it. And we have a spiritual divide. We people are not connected to themselves. Like people experience depression, people experience suicides, people are not people are traumatized. And so his iceberg model kind of explain how this consequences appears in our world, that we actually keep doing the old things, like we keep going to our past experience to create a future, and we expecting something new. So he suggests that we actually need to change the way we are creating something new. And in order to do so, we need to use this awareness-based methods. And your discussion actually that Anton and Leah just had after Anton's presentation actually was about that. It was like one of the reason we are not ready to change. And another framework which reminded me your discussion was created by actually Harvard professors Robert Keegan and Lisa Leahy. They tell us that we have an immunity to change. So we have something that prevents us from changing. And so this idea of immunity to change, how we can overcome this immunity and actually change for the better. And so like one of the methods are like theory U methods. And the next slide will show like the different methods that they use in their framework to like helping people to actually go deeper, to make this new journey happen. And there are like some of them are more intimate, and some of them are group methods. Some of them are like embodied methods. Some of them invite like visualizations or like 3D mapping, or there is no I think social art method. Oh my God, I forgot. So there are like methods that we can use to go this, like to make this journey happen. And so all of these experiences actually, like I try to use them in building my new projects, and including this Teplo project that we are working on right now. And I actually don't have any more slides, and I'm gonna stop sharing and just conclude that what I can answering the questions about what I can give to the community and what I expect from the community. So I can share those methods if anyone is interested, and I love to share it because I've been ambassador in the Russian-speaking part of the world. I would not say Russia because we had people from many countries, but the Russian-speaking people, from like not promoting, but actually like providing, like creating a hub. Yeah, it's the theory community called it hub host. So we created a hub of like learning and co-creating projects together. And so any hubs are welcome. Every year this learning circle starts in September, and it is free. Like for Otto Scharmer, who is a professor of MIT, it's one of the most expensive business schools in the world. So his idea that those transformation methods should be democratized, so should be available for the broader public, and should be used everywhere, unless if we don't use it, we will not be able to change the world. So as many people use it, the more this huge step in changing the world probably is gonna happen soon. So and what I'm expecting, I would so any help and idea. So I'm not good at technologies. The previous presentation showed that there are like so much benefit from structuring, from putting things in order, from like using things that already exist to create a great project. So our team, we have a small IT team, and we are working right now on legalizing our nonprofit organization in Europe. So anything that can help us to raise money for that idea, and anything that can help us to find people, like find hands and minds to co-create, are welcome. So I believe this is it, and I will be happy to answer any questions if you have any, or give like some comments on.
Yeah, by the way, Olga, so about the somewhat pitch of your project, Teplo, you're searching the investments for, right? So you remember you shared with me this deck. Can I share it with the like overall club chat so that everybody could get themselves, familiar with this deck, and also share with their, investors? There are some investors in the club already, so probably we can just kind of tag them so that they pay attention to that. And you've named like Robert Keegan or Kogan or Kagan. I'm sorry, it's just I've just started to search for the internet, and Google suggests different names. So Can you please clarify what's the name of the scientist? And I think he's the author of this.
Keegan. K-E-G-A-N, yeah.
Keegan. Oh, so it's just E. Okay, with E. Okay, thank you. Right. So that would ease the task to find him. And so he's the author of this U theory, right?
No, Keegan is the author of Immunity to Change. If you just write Immunity to Change, you will see the book and probably some like Harvard courses.
Okay.
And yeah, so and Theory U is created by Otto Scharmer after talking to, I believe, 500 entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley, and also with the people who created change in societies. Like, so they had quite a few interesting people sharing their experience before they created this beautiful metaphor of you journey.
Okay, so yeah, I think like in left, yeah, I think you wanted to comment something. Yeah, sorry.
No, I'm just putting lots of hearts.
Okay, so yeah, I think Evgeny, probably you suggested that Olga can make some presentation of either of those theories on one of our next meetings, right?
Well, I had a bigger idea, actually. Well, first of all, I really want to thank Olga. It's amazing track record. And yeah, when we were chatting about the club, I didn't have an opportunity to get to know you well. And now when you talked about all your experience, it's truly amazing. It's truly amazing what you're doing with Tiplo startup. And as for idea, actually, I think that what Olga does somehow is similar to what David does, not 100% of course, and it all boils down to change management. And I had an idea that we could actually as our club is growing, organize a change management conference where we could discuss theories, and Olga could talk more about the U theory. I love that slide with all those tools and frameworks, and the words seem familiar, but I guess that there's like deeper meaning in them, and they are really practical tools that everyone could use in daily life and really change their life. So you could talk about that. David could talk about his approach to change management and maybe his cases and his experience. And all of us basically could, discuss in the free flow conversation all the difficulties that we encounter when we're trying to change our lives. And I loved that just this formula, immunity to change. We all know that it's hard to change your lifestyle and your mindset and your patterns. And personally, I'm very much willing to do so. So this topic really resonates with me and interests me personally. So I thought that maybe if club members support this idea, we could make it as a separate event.
Probably even a more broader idea. So yeah, as we're approaching 100 participants, and probably this is the critical quantity of participants that would enable that specialization, right? So we've been discussing this a couple of times. So when we were 30 or 60, it wasn't enough. So the critical mass for each and every separate topic wasn't enough to just gather enough people to invite the speaker or to focus on this or that topic. So probably we can just make some voting, like suggest different topics, those sub areas that of course to this or that extent are overlapping with SDG plus. So, and then we can vote for like and see what topic interests like most of us, and like pick up like top 3. And of course we can help also to invite external guest speakers, scientists, researchers that would be probably lead again, as we all are striving for the most scientifically based argumentation and justification for anything we do. So we can ask like at least for one speaker, like top speaker, frontman, or keynote speaker for each of the topics, and then we can make the discussions, and of course like add speakers within like the participants of the group to this very topic. So, and probably they could be intermediary to our monthly meetings. Or probably they could substitute somehow those monthly things. So I just don't know. That's just an idea. And yeah, probably let's just make this voting again, and then please free to suggest any ideas for those subgroups that you have right now, you can use right now the time to suggest them in the chat. And I inspire everybody else, I mean, like who is listening to us, would be listening to us to this video recording or in the chat. So Zhenya, can you please like trigger this discussion, like generate those ideas of subgroups, and we will understand how better to structure them and to focus them and to put them in the calendar. And then again, you can also suggest what speakers do you want to hear speaking on this topic on the next meeting of the SDG Plus Club. And we will approach this speaker. Of course, the basic premises is that this speaker would be able to speak for free, right? So, and because of course there will be like hundreds of people that can speak for hundreds of thousands of dollars, but we're not yet there. So probably let's focus on those who are as passionate about sharing the knowledge for free as we are. So that would be probably the only constraint that we have for now.
That's my
Yeah,
special
sounds like an excellent one. Okay, so should we move to our next speakers? I think we've got Ilya and Anatoly. Are you guys okay with time? We don't have much time left. We only have 50 minutes. So yeah, Anatoly, probably let's go to you.
50 minutes should be okay for two people, like 25 for each of them. So probably that's enough. Yeah.
Okay.
I need 22 minutes.
Okay, thank you for sparing 3 minutes.
Is it my time?
Yeah, you're welcome, Anatoly.
Thank you very much. And thanks, Olga, for mentioning Robert Keegan. There are several, as I had written, psychologists, sociologists, anthropologists who had discovered steps of development, and they describe them in different ways. But Ken Wilber found that sometimes when they try to describe, for example, like third level or fourth level, they sort of speak the same language. They somehow they try to describe something similar, and this is why this discovery is very important. Like maybe the time is so tense now that somehow we could live through several lives. We could find ourselves having different mindsets, different worldviews through the single life. And this is why this is very important to describe, to find the language which will be which could be used to talk about how we evolve through different mindsets. And those theories are around us, and me, myself, dedicated the last 15 years to popularize one of them. It's spiral dynamics. My name Anatoly. I am originally from Nizhny Novgorod. We were living 3 years in Moscow, and now, because of all of this crazy, unbelievably, unexpectedly things, we are now in Bishkek, and I've been continuing my work. And let me show you. You guys all use presentations. I haven't prepared any presentation, but I have found one which was made for gold mining company in South Africa. Rika Viljoen from South Africa asked me to say a few words for them, and I made a presentation which is about shining. Gold is shining. And first of all, let me say a few words. I had
I have promised to Teddy Hebbe Larsen, who's been doing spiral dynamics in Dutch. Teddy asked me, Anatoly, please don't you ever apologize for your English anymore. And since then, I have an excuse every time I have a strong feeling that your English is much better than mine. I mentioned that promise, so this promise is quite handy. So let me excuse myself and continue no matter what. So I do spiral dynamics, and this is about levels of development. This is about maturing. This is about adults, how we become different persons, how we achieve some different self moving through time by changing values. And I'm who am I? Well, I am, what is going on? I'm a writer, psychologist, and consultant. I'm creator of evolutionary intelligence educational program based on spiral dynamics and integral theory. I'm an editor and translator of Russian versions of 2 books about spiral dynamics. I'm an organizer of annual international integral online conferences. The name was the Great October Evolution. The last name was Grow Up Today. I am the author of several fairy tales for adults, and one of them, my best fairy tale, I'll give you as a present in the end of my speech in our chat. This is the best text I have ever written. And I'm a happy husband and a father. While I was talking to those gold miners, I said there are 2 kinds of golds, inner gold and outer gold. And inner gold is invisible and outer gold is visible. Subjective, objective, spiritual, material. And I gave an examples like one of my favorite scientists, Lobachevsky, he's also from Nizhny Novgorod. He created a new geometry, new math, and nobody knows that until he died. And Euler, another European great mathematician, had written to the University of Nizhny Novgorod, could you please send me more of Lobachevsky's work? Because those are brilliant. And then they discovered that he was a brilliant man. And from the right, you see an asteroid. He's made of gold. There is an asteroid, actually, which is made of pure gold. And gold in there is like huge amount of gold. And the idea is that we need both kind of golds. Fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know how to say about that in concrete way, but all the things that we have in this sustainable development and so on, and Lev was talking about that. It's so, how can I say? It needs more subjective fire within. It needs to be more warm. It needs to have more passion in it. It needs to have that, let me say, Russian spirit. Because when I had spiral dynamics lectures in South Africa, they said that they were crying. Because for me, it's not intellectual thing. If it's about values, it's about how you deeply feel, how you relate on your relatives, your past, your future, your values, and this is how you feel yourself. And the way I talk about vertical development, evolutionary intelligence, I do it through and with storytelling. I speak about my mother, me, myself, my son, my business, my colleagues, and I illustrate a lot different mindsets we have. And people were crying sometimes and laughing sometimes. And this, for me, this is the way for us to be human in a very vulnerable way, in a very whole way. And I have a next slide about this. Our evolution is still ongoing, and human being could be healthy as Bij sort of level is about, loving to traditions as purple level is all about, free and strong, very much free and strong as red level is all about. And we have a lack of this in Russia. Honest and decent, very much we have a lack of this in Russia. Successful and efficient, and we won't be successful and efficient until we're honest and decent and free and strong. Slaves could not be successful and efficient. Caring and sincere, unique and fearless citizen of the world. This is how those mindsets shift to one another. And for me, this very amazing discovery that was made through Keegan, Susan Kugroiter, Erik Erikson, Piaget, rather like there are several of them. It means that we have discovered something important. We know how evolution goes with our mindsets, how it helps us to be more human, how we discover new ways for us, for me to be me. And this is a new language, a language of life, a language of rational, irrational, post-rational. It is very important to keep it rational, though, because it won't be successful, it won't be efficient if we won't have it in a rational way. But it must be also have that fire within, have that passion, have that light, and so on. This is the way we work with commercial organizations. We start with very beginning, with Bij. We start with, with toilets, toilet paper, with air, with water, with, sometimes they say, for example, we had a conversation with the people from government, and they wanted us to move to the Tokyos. Everybody wants to have that Tokyos thing from Frederic Laloux book, Reinventing the Organizations, and they wanted their departments to have that Tokyos worldview. And we said that we need to start from Bij. We need to repair their toilets. We need to repair roads. We need to repair. We need them to have inner, deep respect to themselves. And they postponed our projects because it's too much. It's okay to move to Tokyos from the beginning, but it's not okay to start from the Bij, from the very start. So I think this is very, very much important discovery. And I spend a lot of time to share my passion in it. People, when they start to consider themselves as growing complexity, they say that, well, I see now why this project I was, I gave up, I mean, I thought it will be successful. I thought it will be very much strong and so on, but it won't, it didn't, nothing happened. But another project, I just mention it and see what happens. It's still ongoing and it's very successful. And now I see why, because first one wasn't related on culture, on values, on true things, inner things, subjective things, but yet it's that there was true. But another one was like very much intellectual. It was it just couldn't happen in this way. Well, is there any next slide? And see, Sinead O'Connor looks at you, and she's saying nothing compares to you. I believe it's necessary for us to see how different mindsets works in different countries and different cultures. And it's a bad idea, very bad idea, to take my mindset and force another person to have the exact mindset I have. It's a very bad idea. Good idea is to discover, to search, to investigate what mindset there is in other person, in other culture, in other country, and learn how to speak their language of their values, and to explain how important that ideas we are all about. So different mindsets, this is the best thing I would like you to to see, to share with you. And spiral dynamics is not easy. So sometimes people find it very linear, very like several steps. And one of my friends, one of my students, he said, Anatoly, why do you spend so much time explaining spiral dynamics? I do it like in 2 minutes. I just explain levels and people understand me. No, it's not true. It's just it's wrong understanding. It's understanding by your mind. It's not understanding by your language, by your values, by your the idea is to somehow stop being you, because you consider yourself as a fixed mindset. When you have, there are several of them, and you could be happy in this mindset, and red mindset, and blue mindset, and orange mindset, purple mindset. You realize that all of those worlds are beautiful and necessary. The problem of Western civilization is to somehow cut off their purple basics. I'm now in Kyrgyzstan and Bishkek, and I see not very rich state, but they keep their core, their traditions. And this is so, I see like a wholeness of them. And I would like to share this idea. I have a lot of projects to share, and I won't take your time for a very long time. I asked permission of Anton to mention online course which was started this Wednesday. This is my best thing I have ever done in my life. I'm proud of it. It's 10 weeks. Each week we have one color, one mindset. And we've been doing it for 8 years, and no one, there wasn't anyone bad response in this. All our participants, they have their reassembling their lives. This is what they're saying. We reassemble. I have reassembled my life. One of my students was on an online course about metaverse, and suddenly she created a metaverse about spiral dynamics. She created 9 rooms, colored ones, and she fulfilled it with examples, text, videos. And we have an idea to make it this metaverse, to make it with NFT, with crypto things, and to make a whole project from this and make it in English from the first place, from the beginning. I have I'm a radio engineer from my first education. I was an IT director, but since 2011, I've been working with as a psychologist, and I need help with this. I need help with NFT things. I need help with crypto things. But in Kyrgyzstan, we have a project. One of my students, she is a brilliant woman. She has a peacemaking center here, and she works with how can I say, indigenous people, and she has a farm with original Kyrgyz horses. And we also have an idea to, by the way, Lev knows about that. We have an idea to contact Kyrgyz traditions with Canada traditions, with Indian peoples, with the First People, as they call them, First Nation. And well, what should I have to mention? And I write fairy tales for adults. Let me share with you with one of my fairy tales. It is translated into English, and this would be my present to you. So thank you very much. I hope you understood what I was saying here. Thank you.
Any questions, guys? Thank you very much, Anatoly.
Thank you, Anatoly. So I know Lev is your brother-in-law here.
Yeah, we know each other like maybe for 10 years. I don't know, maybe more.
You know, as that guy told, for all the lives we had before, and for all the lives that we're going to have, so we're just souls that married like in the sky or in the cosmos. So yeah, I feel you guys are like brothers forever.
Yeah, I love Lev's work. I mention his work every time I do my trainings as an example, as a brilliant work. So Lev is a genius guy. I really think so.
I can't but agree with you. But I hope, though, that every one of us, every participant is very genius and ingenious, I would say. And all today's speakers and all, future speakers really inspire me from different angles. So really, thank you for, all of you for presenting today. So, and yeah, Anatoly, so thank you for sharing for, your work, your inventions and the theory. So really, I think it would be really beneficial to visit your trainings. I don't know if they're in Russian or they're in English. What's the language?
They are in Russian for now.
Okay.
I've been working on my English like every day. I think I should do it in English sometimes, like this day will come. And I had such an experience in South Africa, and I was amazed that people understood me and even cried and laughed in the right places. So I think I should proceed with my, and actually people who, as I see, people who tries to explain this complicated, very intellectual things, they often do their work intellectually. I can do my work intellectually, but I like to do my work spiritually. And those guys from South Africa, they said, oh, I understand, Anatoly, why your spiral dynamics is so different from what we saw in our perspective. It's because of Dostoevsky in your blood, Tolstoy in your blood. So I think they are.
Yeah, so those previous incarnations, as I've mentioned,
Yeah.
right? So in the DNA, they are somewhere there.
Yeah, and we need to see that our mindset is not alone. That there are another like sets of values, and we need to communicate to other people on the language of their values. Recently, I posted a small video on my Telegram channel about sex. And when you say sex, you could like you understand me when I'm saying this word, but for everybody from different mindsets, this word is about completely different perspective. So being a man, being a woman, being like an artist, being a writer, being whatever, from different mindset is a different perspective. So we have only one, like Russian language, English language, but for each word we have different colored perspective, and we need to consider them to keep the understanding clear.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, Anatoly. Yeah, and I hope one day Maria will tell her perspective on sex as a specialist in that. I'm sure it would be interesting for everybody, at least from the side of healthcare. And so
I'm a bit shy. I mean, can I please, please don't consider me like I'm trying to sell you my online courses. I work with my psychologist about it, but still, for me, it's like something wrong when I'm speaking about about the. If it's okay,
yeah,
I'll place my links there.
Absolutely,
Please
feel free.
consider them. And
yeah, sure.
it's I mean, I know it will be useful for you. I was shy like 5 years ago. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't, but now I know that it will be useful for you, because there is no single person who would say it wasn't useful for me. So for
please
8
feel free
years,
to share all the links you think.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, everybody also please feel free to share like the links to your services, although they are, could be commercial, like you know, consulting trainings, whatever. Yeah, feel free to share again. So sharing information doesn't imply everybody must you know, buy it or so. Yeah, so that's just an information.
Please.
So yeah, everybody is a mature person here, right, Anatoly? So
yes,
so everybody
yes,
can understand and perceive and make his or her own decisions. So yeah, that's okay. Thank you.
And thank you, Anton. You are like an example for me. Someday my English will be as yours, and
okay,
I'm working on it. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, and I'm eager to help to everybody. And I think Ilya would be closing today. And Ilya, yeah, I know you can be like very deep, very philosophical, very hard and complex, and we've talked with Ilya a lot about that. So I hope today would be a very brief, very shallow, very digestible, understandable presentation from Ilya in English. And then Ilya, thank you very much for the challenge you accepted to kind of convey this presentation in English. So please go ahead, and good luck for you. And yeah, we'll be eager to share this presentation with all of the audiences we have, because you've really done a very thorough job on conscious lifestyle from different scientific perspectives. So again, thank you for your job. You know, jump ahead.
Compared to 700 pages of book, it will be very, very short. Hello to everyone. First of all, a couple of words about concepts and terms of my slide. My knowledge of English is not enough to express accurately, and but philosophy is all about accuracy of words and concepts. So this presentation is the first attempt to translate these concepts of conscious lifestyle idea, and obviously not the last. Thanks to Anton to this suggestion of this translation. If topic is interesting, I ask you to come to me to the original in Russian, and if you can and may, to help with translating into English. I'm going to tell you about a theory that to a very high level of abstraction covers all the necessary concepts to describe such a phenomenon as meaning or sense, a root concept for all other concepts. All objects, phenomena of our life and the universe in general are ultimately based on this concept. It is the description of the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything, if you know what I mean. Just what Yeva was asking about. I hope then Anton does read the book. This philosophy will become the theoretical basis for our plans. Am I demonstrating?
Yes, we see the first slide, the title, so you can proceed and switch the slide.
Second, please. I don't see my presentation. So let's start.
Yeah, we see the next slide. It's kind of the first bullet point concept. It's okay, right?
Yes.
So you're using animation.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, it's okay. I'm referring to the entire array of possible behavior, both physical behavior, from biochemistry and general systems of the organism, to direct movements and moderate and purposeful activity, and thinking behavior in a broadest sense. The very thing that Descartes combined under the concept of cogito. Here, I also include all those phenomena as the psyche that are placed in separate categories without any explanation. Impulses of the soul, presentiments, intuition, etc. Thus, by behavior, we mean any changes of state from A to B. In all this variety of movements, there are clearly distinctive directions, preferences, and aspirations. There is pleasant, there is unpleasant, there is life-promoting, there is dystopian. At the higher level, there are also differences. There is one environment, there is another. There are more or less preferred choices. There is one biochemical reactions, there is another. Even higher up, where we look at the familiar concepts of behavior, where we look at our movements. There are winning strategies, there are losing strategies. There are regular actions, there are changes, there are preferred states, there are undesirable states. There are behavior patterns and stereotypes. There is novelty and creativity. Look at it as a layered structure. It is not your body that releases cortisol because you feel stressed. No, it is you living out the state caused by the release of cortisol, which is a reaction to the environment, and you call that living condition as stress. The variety of possible movements is enormous, and each year there are more and more agents must be taken into account, so the system becomes more complex. A super system appears, regulating a multitude of agents. In our human case, there are the rules learned from the birth, which over time becomes an integral part of our organism. The perception of I, other, language, approach to thinking, approach to behavior, the system of evaluation, etc. The principle of this regulation for individuals by a supersystem are unified and universal. So no matter how different individual approaches and methods may be, any human society, simplified a group, can be described by the same parameters and meanings. And all that we study as psychology is only a part of the particular chosen supersystem, a particular culture. If we look in general at the possibilities of the human being, we can see that a huge variety of cultures can be created, much wider than what we have seen before. But all these cultures, if assessed by thousands of generations, would have to obey common laws. There is an evolution, there is the algorithm of selection, there is inheritance probability formula, adaptability, there is the surrounding world around, with which man has to interact and in which man has not only to survive, but to survive for some purpose. Everyone sooner or later thinks about meaning, about the sense, about the evaluation of one's life from above, from the perspective of one's descendants, from the perspective of other people who see human life from the outside, from the perspective of all mankind. The meaning of human life in general can be defined as the potential of his influence on the world, both in terms of genetics, like creating copies of genes, and in terms of consequences of his deeds, creating environment for copies of genes. The meaning of life of a particular person is therefore difficult to assess, because the influence is still ongoing and we don't see it completely. Somewhere at the end of humanity, I think we will summarize. By following chain from minimum to maximum, it is possible to construct a general formula of life and other levels of organization. The formula of meaning, even more, how meaning appears in general. That it is, when something has a meaning, what meaning of the phenomenon then something has a meaning? By life, we mean affecting oneself or changing oneself contrary to the environment. The difference from inanimate is in very ability to face transition between two states. At one moment, the object does not influence itself, and at second or another moment, it does. Living has a certain autonomy from the environment, and it's able to interact with the environment asymmetrically, having, in addition to environment, additional criteria for evaluating the results. Inanimate, on the other hand, simply enters into chemical reactions no matter what the result of these reactions will be. Where does the asymmetry come from? It's searching, the ability to search. This ability to interact and compare oneself to some benchmark. So it is ability to transition, necessity or criteria of transition, and the very transition switch mechanism. From the understanding of the ability to search, we can derive the concept of meaning. The meaning of any object is how close qualia of this object has come to potential, how close the object is approaching maximum of its many possible applications. And to look through this notion, the whole structure of the universe and the life in it. So let's go on. For each level of the universe, hierarchically can be represented in the form of striving, the accumulation of the certain multitude or plenty in search of the meaningful, which means the ability to regulate one's transition into changes until the moment of effectiveness for a higher level appears. I'll try to describe it. Plenty is like a mathematical set. This is the very fluctuations and trine of object or agent of current level, a multitude of repetitions and trials. Fluctuations due to the presence of the individual meaning, and second, due to observer's gaze in one direction only. Ability to transition in the center. It's a criteria for assessing the appropriateness of knowledge and fluctuations. What is meaningful for the current level is that for the level of organization below was just the effectiveness, the goal and the maximum. And from other side, we think of the ideal embodiments of the entities of the previous level as the criteria of the current level. And at the same time, the criteria of the correctness of the fluctuations of the current level will determine the complexity of the system and consequently the ability to transition to the search of the next level, higher level. Effective. As I said, qualia strives for potential. The degree of approach constitutes the meaning of an object or phenomenon. Life as a phenomenon is a system which is capable to increase its own meaning. For each level for organization of the universe, life will look different because of different look of all these three systems for that level. Plenty of fluctuations, criteria as ability to transition to changes, and the potential as a goal of striving. Finding and tracing the meaning for a higher level in plenty, we can reach such a level of system development and such a ratio of qualia and potential as which a level higher arises the understanding that the meaning of the previous level is achieved, and therefore the object of the lower level can be used to improve efficiency of its own level. So, this efficiency of level +2 is life on the level +2. What we routinely call our lives, described as thoughts, will, movement, and other awareness, is really a condition of 4 elements: the fluctuations, the ability to stop that fluctuations, the criteria of happiness by which we control the directions of these fluctuations, and as a result, the irresistible motivation to go on and on about it. Everything else, body forms, actions, traditions, philosophy, science, methodologies, ideas, cultures, countries, and certainly any kind of issues lasting less than million of years, are just examples of the organization of these 4 elements in a particular place of space and time. Level -1 in relation to human are living cells that are efficiently organized and ordered, efficiently supplied and efficiently interacting with each other. The correct, which means sufficient combination of cells determines the level of complexity of the organism they constitute, the complexity of the meaning at the organism level. Level -2 in relation to human beings are the chemical reactions that provide at the appropriate level of efficiency the cycle of reproduction and adaptation. Human life itself is conditioned by the efficiency of genes. Increasing the meaning of the ourselves level, we're moving to efficiency of the man +2 level. but only moving. Maximizing an individual's potential is simply achieving the efficiency threshold for the +1 level. Efficiency for the +2 level we can reach only in group, by increasing the meaning of groups plenty. In other words, by striving enough the sum of qualia of the group in plenty of the potential of the possible groups. And this is, without a doubt, the very strategy that defines us, life, our happiness and motivation, which would be very useful to understand for all those involved in legislation, ethics, large organizations, artificial intelligence, and other. Of course, I won't tell you exactly what the man +2 level is, but I can formulate it, the logic of which helps to increase the probability of achieving efficiency for level +2 at any of levels with just logics. Repeat, which means survive and maintain until a goal is found. Know enough, to equate knowing with knowing the goal. Make variety to know enough. Variety subject to the first rule. So what about an individual or a group of individuals who understand all of this, understand the scale, and feel personally responsible for the results of intelligent life in the universe? All I will say next is the application of this theory, specifically to our culture, our time, technologies, contacts, communications, plans, roles, and club. In simple terms, you could put it this way. Our plenty. We should focus on the accumulation of the plenty, the maximum power of the plenty, while meeting the criteria of the big goal. What is criteria? Criteria that we already know is the criteria of life. Efficiency, sufficiency, duration in terms of time, maximum adaptation to the maximum possible conditions. Perhaps as we reach these criteria, we will discover new ones. And what for personal? What is plenty? The power of the multitude is the amount of memory that we as humanity have. It is our experience, our knowledge of the world. It is the known form of ourselves, both individually and in terms of approaches of organization. And most importantly, it is the precise definition of the truth of knowledge, because this knowledge must be important and needed by generations, not only by an individual in the course of his life. Next. On the other hand, there are limitations to the accumulation of truth. We don't know exactly what makes sense for +2 level today. If we don't see the meaning of something, we have no right to destroy it. Limit it, please, but don't destroy it. For example, we can decide that most of the DNA is rubbish without knowing the cases of ability to transition to changes of these pieces of DNA. We could purge them and thereby set evolution back a couple of 100 million years, waiting until we cut it and useless for level +2 needs would be killed by someone on somewhat, and the horses or raccoons, for example, redevelop the mind from zero. On the basis of available knowledge and intelligent choice, we must realize the aspiration and the search that is in us from the phenomenon of life itself. The multitude of knowledge aims at the very best possible adaptation to the widest possible variety of environments in the most uncertain time. I'm close to end. What is the place of the individual in this? The theory deals in detail with psychology, the concepts of choice, freedom, will, duty, responsibility as a form of human sacrifice in a larger cause. Ultimately, man's highest moral potential is his choice of his role. Conscious lifestyle philosophy is about understanding the value of one's life to the level +2, knowing the alternatives, knowing the consequences. Conscious lifestyle philosophy is just a tool of mind that combines a way of thinking and actions aimed at planting, obeying to the ethics of ability to transition, and having as its goal at least the preservation of the universe and ideally expansion. Conscious lifestyle philosophy is a key concept of theory. I cannot tell the exact translation, and I don't have much time to explain it, but the proper meaning of this word should be sought in the intersection of concepts, knowledge, cause and effect, meaning, thinking, consciousness of self, not as here and now agent or some life history, but as the sum of all this and that is yet to come. Consciousness of self is a potential influence on the universe. Consciousness, in my understanding, is the degree to which one understands one's potential and follows it through his life. To meet the condition of truth, it is definitely better that I express myself precisely in Russian, and then that the right translation is found, then that I immediately distort the statement by my poor knowledge of the foreign language. So friends, if you have any questions about theory, please let's talk in Russian, please.
Okay, so Ilya, using the rights of the moderator. First of all, I really thank you for the great job you've done. I know it's been hard for you to distill like 700 pages in one slide. Consequently, this was the hardest slide I've ever seen in my life. I have to confess. So, of course, I try to understand probably. Oh, and here are the links, the arrows. Yeah, probably could have helped a little bit, but
I forgot about them.
Oh, now it's clear. Okay, now I get everything. Okay, so that makes a difference, right? Okay, yeah. So yeah, let's start from the start. Okay, sorry. Yes. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny, right? Thank you. So yeah, and you know, so you are probably the most philosophical guy, the most, you know, aware of different concepts and philosophies. You've spent your 10,000 hours and even more on that. So, and I really love to talk with you one-on-one in Russian because about all those hard concepts. Just for everybody, I really think Ilya is a genius, and he has done just a great job. But probably that would be recognized and understood by AI +2 level in 1,000 years. And we're just not made, not designed to understand very quickly what Ilya means. But you know what? I have an idea and I have an experiment to offer to you, Ilya. So we will spend like probably a couple of hours with you together in Russian, trying to understand what's really like 100% what's meant on this slide. And I will try to digest it and probably recreate in probably like top 3, 5, 10 very simple thoughts, so that probably as a guess, it would be digestible by like multiply 10 amount of people. But you know what? The idea is that you're really trying to be scientific and you know philosophical to the maximum extent possible, and probably all those spiral dynamics, Ken Wilbers of the world, they are successful and quite spread because they try to basically depict the same things, because I'm sure they have read like hundreds of researches in very simple, very visually understandable formats, like this, like spiral, you know, those colors and, you know, levels.
Sometimes it's not good thing, because
Yes,
it
absolutely.
leads to simplification.
Yes.
Then it's not okay, actually.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, absolutely. We've already spent again a couple of hours with Ilya talking about reductionism, the harm of reductionism, and you're absolutely right. I can't but agree with you. But still, so where is this sweet spot, as we used to say? Where is this sweet spot when it's still scientific enough to be clear, to be true, to be kind of right, but at the same time that it's digestible for at least like 20% of people, right? So it's not like scientific populism or like too simplistic, but still it's in this sweet spot. So I think Ilya is like in the right hand corner of this Gauss or normal distribution. So he's in like 1 percentile of people who understand really hard stuff. And yeah, I'm 100% sure that all that Ilya says is consistent, and it's logical, and it's scientific, and it's justified, etc. It's just that I'm too stupid to understand it. Really, I'm even not shy to confess in that, because so I am in like 10 percentile, but still. So we need to make it even more simple, more clear, and probably use the different words, different visualizations, like those arrows and things of that sort, so that it would be still digestible. So I really want to spend my free time to help Ilya convey this message to the broader audience, and so that like at least like the participants of this club that I really think are, you know, among the cleverest in the world, would still be able to understand it, and probably to even convey it and transfer it further to our relatives, friends, audiences, etc. So Ilya, again, to make it simple, the long story short, let's talk again, discuss it in Russian, and recreate this slide so that it would be even more simple and clear. What would you say? Do you agree to participate in this experiment?
Closed question.
Either not, either yes or no, you know, that's a yes or no question. No, sorry. Yes, sorry. Yeah, thank you, Lev.
May I make a comment?
Yes, of course. Yes, sure.
I think different theories solves different problems. Conscious lifestyle theory solves the question that philosophers have been asking through humanity. What is life? How it works? What is it? And in general, spiral dynamics included in conscious lifestyle theory. I have a few paragraphs of this, and it's included. Spiral dynamics helps us to organize ourselves and understand each other, and to be more effective today, not in general as humanity, but today in the tasks faced by particular people or organizations to survive, to warm, to produce something. But conscious lifestyle theory describes what is the meaning of all of this. So it's different problems, and we can go together. I don't see any reason to make it more simple.
Okay, it won't be simple, it just won't be probably more understandable. But yes, okay, let's kind of postpone it to a separate discussion.
Yes. I say you yes. Let's try.
Let's try. Yeah, that's what we all try to do in our lives. To try. So,
well,
any
the
more
appearance
comments?
of arrows, the appearance of arrows just made my day. That was brilliant.
That was a surprise, surprise. Yes. So again,
Like, oh, now I get it.
do we have any?
Guys, if you need script text, I can show you. I can send you.
Yeah, thank you.
You can.
I was
you
shy
can-
to ask you. Yes, thank you so much for suggesting that and offering that, Ilya. It is very powerful, but yeah, most probably we would need the script to actually try and summarize it somehow so it would be readable and understandable. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, there is the task very hard. We will have to summarize your presentation in 3 bullets, and that will be a challenge. So please help us to do this. But yeah, frankly speaking, I have those 3 bullets, right? So I mean, I even have 4. So, but those probably are not like representative, but those are just the things that I understood. So, so yeah, probably we can rephrase them and restructure. Again, any other closing thoughts from today's meeting? Olga, as usually, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm outside and my background is not. So, well, I would like to ask Ilya, after this brilliant presentation and information, to find a possible time to be an expert and to share 30 minutes of his expertise and to help my project with the soft skills, because in our diagnostic of team leaders and different teams, business teams, we use also, we put as a main element this spiral dynamic. So, and for me, it's very important to make a verification to verify our concept. And I would like ask Ilya to help us with that, if it's possible, of course.
Actually, I think Anatoly will be the best at that role. I really think so, because scroll dynamics, I see it just as a tool, but Anatoly involved in it. He is expert. He can describe each of level, each of meaning, each side of as it said, gaze of these people.
Okay, Anatoly.
Ilya, thank you
also
very
ask
much.
you to join?
Ilya, thank you. Olga, let us write to each other outside the meeting, and we can communicate.
We can meet for 3 heads and discuss.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
thank you so much, guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, any other closing comments, or we can call it a day? Going 1, going 2 left. Thank you for your heart. Going 3, live long and prosper, Olga. Again, everybody, thank you very much. Every meeting is very surprising. So it's like eye-opening. Thank you again for this. So we can never know enough. I know. So thank you again for this. And see you in a month. See you in the chat. We'll make the summary of this meeting today. We'll hopefully cut the videos. We'll promote all the speeches, all the presentation of yours. And yeah, so we will also share, well, let's say, okay, so we will share a bunch of materials in the chat. Please feel free to share it with your networks. Okay, that's it. See you in a month, and see you in the chat today, tomorrow, and on a continuous basis. Have great days. I hope all of your marks have grown at least 1 point out of 10 after this meeting. So that's one of the results, one of the benefits. Thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Anton.
Anton, thank you for gathering us. Thank you very much.
I
Bye
love
bye.
to do this. I
Thank
love.
you.